Woman on the Verge is really a book about the struggles of motherhood and how we sort of, as mothers, define ourselves. So, how do we embrace the role of a mom while also staying true to our own identity? So, the main character, Nicole, she is a stay-at-home mom. She never thought she'd be a stay-at-home mom, but sort of things that happened with her career led her here. She's got two small children. And she's sort of dealing with this like tension between her own desires, her own needs, and the needs of her children, which are just sort of daily and incessant and relentless. And then you flash back to Rose, who's a mom in the 1980s, who's kind of like a feminist, early feminist. So she's kind of like sharing some of her own tensions at that time. And you kind of see where her life intersects with Nicole's. There's some cool things happen in the book. And Therese is at the end of the book, a mom who sort of finds herself in this center for mothers who are sort of having breakdowns. So it kind of explores like, I mean, there's a lot of modern day pressures on mothers and but I think we don't talk about enough. So I really wanted to kind of bring those to the surface with this book and um, you know, kind of explore like the depth of motherhood, the beauty of it, but also just the difficulties and the things that kind of get overlooked by our society as a whole. I just like the puzzle of it. I like seeing how the lives are going to intersect because I just don't think that any of us live in a vacuum. And I'm always sort of wondering when I'm reading about the other perspective of the characters who are involved. So I love just a straightforward first person or, just one character narrative as well. But like I do love kind of seeing how different things intersect. And I like exploring some of the psychology, like going back and forth in time. How did this person become who they are today? What happened in the past that might explain what's happening now? So I've always liked psychology. I think some of it is related to that, like just kind of seeing the different things that are at play that make characters who they are. Um, so I think that leads to multiple points of view sometimes. She's a mom in the 1980s and she's keeping kind of this diary. She's, sort of struggling with being at home with her child all the time, her young daughter. Her husband is opening this dental practice. She's feeling very trapped. She decides that she's going to work on this like dissertation. She was, going pretty far in school before she decided to become a mom. She's going to kind of do this like kind of faux dissertation on the side about motherhood, mostly to make herself feel better, to go back through history and kind of look at like what is marriage? Like what is the meaning of marriage? What is the meaning of motherhood? What is put on women and why? So she's sort of doing this like self-exploration via this research project that she sort of created to occupy herself with her days. And yeah, it all leads up to a certain choice made. And it it just kind of shows you that the pressures on women. I mean, when I was doing research for this, I went back to, women writing in the 1800s and some of the same conflicts have been around for all these years. And it's kind of eye-opening because I think, when you're in the present moment, you assume that whatever struggles are somewhat related to the present moment, but they're not. There's kind of like a universality to it that, you know, is both comforting and also a little unsettling.